Hey everybody, Jay Marino here, and welcome back. We're playing the true story of Arkain, created by Shard Undead. Act 8, Chapter 2, The Legion. Excellent progress, the first video. And it just goes to show how strong map knowledge really can be. Because I had played this before, or at least an earlier iteration of it, I feel like I've done very, very well. But that's because I knew pretty much exactly what to expect. It makes a huge difference. It really does. Why are you collecting over here? Why don't you come over in this direction instead, buddy? Been rebuilding my towers, you know, doing my thing. We have a very strong group here. It's mostly ogres, but that's my leadership bonus, so that's how it's going to be. Let's see. What else? What's new? Mr. Witch Doctor will throw down a nice heal there momentarily. So now we're going to free the dragons. Actually, hang on. Let's not get too hasty. Let's make sure we saturate this so that we have the extra income. This gold mine I don't think was here in the version that I played, and this has made a huge difference. I'm actually very glad I went over there. I hope that these dragons down here come under my control after we free all of them. We still have to be a little careful because these bases have a lot of units in them. We do have, you know, 4 big red dragons here, so it's not going to be easy, but it's not going to be super difficult. We'll see how it goes. I mean, Rangul heals everything. And Brakta is just an absolute beast. Go ahead and... Yeah, I will say Hex has been very, very powerful. I mean, Rangul is... I mean, he's just a walking healing fountain. It's awesome. Okay. Oh, Mr. Brakta goes down, unfortunately. I guess we'll get him back from over here. Rangul going down, too. Okay, well, let's get one out from here. Oh, Brakta has reincarnate. Hey, hey, hey. Stomp him. Okay, and Rangul's going to come out from this direction. Again, now we can't heal our dragons, so we still have to be careful. I don't want to say take our time per se, but we do have to. We just got to chill a little bit. I don't know where that guy came from. Literally just one guy. What do you think you're doing here? Oh, that's why, because there's a bunch of other enemies going to be making their way in. Dude, and then the Granite Golem, if you put him in the right spot, he can basically just perpetually stun entire flippin'... Oh, this doesn't stun them, but it nearly incapacitates them in a way. It seems like it really messes them up. Okay, now again, these dragons can't do everything themselves. We've gotta maybe wait for Rangul a little bit. Uh-oh. Well, we might lose one there. Get out of there. Rangul will be out soon enough, and then we gotta focus fire these dragons down. Gotta keep an eye out on this one, because he's in very mild danger. And then be careful you don't get drawn into their whole thing. Okay, Rangul is back. He'll get up here and start healing this stuff, and all will be well with the world. Okay, Brakta back up. Again, every individual unit we kill here is going to make this a little bit easier. And then by the time Rangul gets up here, we'll heal everybody, we'll TP home, and then we will attack immediately up into that ramp to start taking out Gray. And hopefully we'll just be able to just smash right into him, and it'll, you know, that'll be that. Yeah, stop getting pulled into them. I don't know if this is their defensive force or what's going on. I lost 10 supplies somewhere. I don't think it was a dragon, right? I had 4 here.
We're under attack.
Okay, that's everything here. So let's take this out, wait for Rangul, heal up, and then we're going to TP here. And if they're just now attacking in this direction, then we're in great shape. Let's just go ahead and make some other stuff. Yeah, we've got our Overlord in here, very, very strong. These all have pulverized, don't they? That's great. Okay, I think we've actually lost a lot of ranged dudes, but we will make them. And we can make more, I mean, we can make more red dragons also. Okay, hang on. Heal me up.
What troubles you? What you looking at?
Then they just attacked me, which means that they're a little emptied out. Not super emptied out, but like decently emptied out. Rangul. Okay, take me home. And then Dragon Fury has been completed. Rally to Rangul. Look, the red dragons have turned against the Magtar.
Get on with it.
What the? An earthquake. Strange, we haven't had one here in decades. Uh-oh. What happened? Ha! The defense of the Magtar has been completely destroyed. They lost both their defense and the dragons. That's true, Justice. I mean, maybe. You can now use the dragons to kill the 3 Magtar gatekeepers you now have vision on. Killing them will destroy the force wall that protects the enemy base. While that is true, I would much rather try to get in here and clear out Gray before we mess around too much with all the other stuff. So we can't control these red dragons, but we're trying to get in here to make some progress through these bases before. This is the whole reason I did all of this. I just didn't want to waste. Yeah, Sand Dragon get added to this group, and then the little dragons. I mean, preferably they don't die. We could just leave them back on like emergency defense. Part of the thing here too is if red is still behind a force wall, they can't attack me. So I would much rather wipe out gray while they don't give us any sort of problem, you know? And then we can take our red dragons and go up and snipe the other stuff later. In fact, we could use red dragons to destroy this defense and not even bother with the force wall, honestly. Can we just do this? What's a human doing here? Have the Orcs allied with the Saurians now? Why do your people and the Orcs hate each other so much? They haven't told you, have they? Ha! Seems they keep secrets from their human pets. It doesn't matter, human. All that matters is that your attack ends here. Keep going. Don't stop. You even brought a human to fight for you. Are you weakling ogres running out of actual warriors? You will not insult the honor of an ally of mine in my presence. I shall strike you down and retake my home from your vile hands, fiend. Okay, I can't control my allied red dragons going up in that direction. It is what it is. Medallion of Courage. It's probably good for Vanessa. Claws plus 15. I like everything she's holding here. Medallion of Courage actually is really good for Brockton now that I think about it. Drop these gauntlets. And I guess Rangul could take the gauntlets. Again, I'm not too concerned about Rangul's, I'm not too concerned about Rangul's inventory. And I don't think he's holding anything that I feel necessary of moving. I already gave, I mean, I can't drop the Scepter of Healing. Brockta has been given the Legion Doomhorn, which I think was worthwhile. Vanessa, I'm very happy with everything in her inventory right now. In fact, the Pendant of Energy might be okay to ditch here soon. It depends on what other items we might find. Okay, cool. Sand dragons? This is why I left you at home? TBH? Okay, that's just the gauntlets. Let's go ahead and poise ourselves to attack the other base. And let's just make some ogre maulers. They seem great. I mean, ogre magi pretty good too.
Understood.
It seemed like one side did drop an item for us. Let's see what we get over here. I think the Doomhorn is too good to drop. If we get rid of something on Vanessa, we could get rid of the pendant. 150 mana. I mean, she does struggle a bit with mana, so it is worthwhile, I think, to an extent. And they don't have dragons anymore, so, you know, we're all good. I mean, as long as we don't destroy the force wall, then red can't attack us. So I almost feel like there's not much of an incentive to actually do it. It is part of the objective, though, right? No, it's just to destroy the Magtar elite. Let's finally read our faction and character knowledge, please. The Ogre Legion, and this is from the perspective of a warrior of the Deathbreeze clan. While there are still some unassociated ogres all over Arkain, most of them are now part of Brockta's Ogre Legion. He is the one who founded it, uniting his people under his banner to follow him eastwards into the lands of the demons to face them with all the power of all ogre kind, only to be stopped by an army of the undead. If Brockta had not caused an avalanche, he and his army would have died there. Now they lost their homes to the Magtar. If they had not lost so many warriors against the undead, they probably would have driven out the Magtar before we had even arrived. Still, they have a great deal of power, which we could really need against the Imperials, Dwarves, Saurians, and Red-clad soldiers. Magtar. Vile fiends, scum, an insult to all orc kind. This is what the fiendish Magtar are. I do not know much about their origins, but every time our races meet, there's been war. They followed our ancestors to the Orc Islands to hunt our kind. They were soundly defeated and thrown off the islands a long time ago. Apparently, they somehow found their way to Sauria. Now we can finish what our people started and wipe them out once and for all. It was also implied when Krogar left that he was saying the Master's ordering us somewhere else. So they are a faction working for somebody. Second Orc book... I'm sorry, actually, second human book reveals this. But I guess from the perspective of the true story, we don't know this yet, so I won't discuss it. Brock to the Stomper. I have to say, when I first met this absolute mountain of an ogre, I was surprised to learn what kind of person he was. He's far more eloquent than I expected him to be. To say that he is smarter than he looks would be an understatement. He seems to also be very trusting. Well, he told us he had positive relations with the Goldax clan in the past. I wonder if they would be willing to join us, though. They are strong and warlike, but their leader chose the demons rather than the Saurians to face a potent foe. I wonder what his motives were in that regard. They're strong and warlike, but their leader chose the demons rather than the Saurians. Oh, I see what he's saying. So Brakta chose to go and try and fight the demons, and then was thrust back by the undead. And the warrior here writing the lore is wondering, like, why did they choose to go and fight the demons? Okay, keep going.
Yeah, what troubles you?
We're bombing through them, no problem. What I'm going to do is use my dragons to take out the front part of this ramp. I don't want to get stuck on this ramp, so we're just going to chip away at all of this stuff, and then we'll fly around and kill these guys, and then we'll attack red with our larger army. That's my plan. That's my plan. Go ahead and rally up to the center. And if we lose more stuff, and at this rate we won't, I think we will want to just build dragons. They're just very expensive. But with these 5, I mean, the Sand Dragon too, you love to see it. Dude, Sand Dragon does slightly less damage. I'm a little offended, honestly. This War Mech is still alive. Brock to use a shockwave. Yes, it's so good versus buildings. Okay, let's use our dragons to just snipe structures now. And then Rangul will move up to the center, because we now have overlapping healing, and I don't actually know if it stacks. We've probably experimented with that in the past. It's been a long time since we've been able to use Rangul, so I'm not actually sure.
Let the hunt begin.
Vanessa get healed a little bit. Oh, yeah. Sand Dragon, Red Dragons working together. Do the Sand Dragons get to join us too, or only the Red Dragons? It'd be very heartwarming to see the Sand Dragons fall in too, but I don't know if that's a canonical thing that happens or what. Okay, just keep picking these dudes off. I feel like the smartest thing on a mission like this, especially because our leadership boni was related to the ogres, was to, like, literally only make ogres. And, like, the thing is, I just can't bring myself to do it. The whole theme of this faction is, you know, stronger together, basically. And they are, but I don't know, like, should we ever be using supply to make Sea Raiders? I've sort of talked about it where, like, I do think that I've hit the point in Arkain, though, where it does feel like quantity and a little bit of quality, right? So you have the ogres mixed in, and you use the magi to some effect as well. But at the end of the day, too, you want to make sure that you can just sort of flood in, unless they have a hero with a lot of AoE. Which is, like, relatively rare. You know what? I'm fine with that. Okay? I'm fine with him doing that. We have to be careful because, yeah, we can get crippled here and we can get pulled down. So we will lose dragons in this process. They're only netted for like a hot second, but we just have to be very careful. Rangul sit near the edge. Help us. Uh-oh. Overlord, not you too. Okay, so now we build more dragons on the outskirts.
Tell me.
Rangul will heal us, and we will begin trying to snipe these guys. I think maybe it's a case where we just completely ignore the towers. They're not really doing much damage to us, and we don't want those raiders getting pulled into us and sniping us from that point. So let's poise ourselves to move up this ramp. We've destroyed the stuff in the front.
Get on with it.
Hopefully these dragons don't die, especially the Sand Dragon. Again, he's, you know, he's not,
Let's see if we can find it.
He's the last of his kind. Wait, did this boss over here drop anything? Because the other one did, right? I mean, a Medallion of Courage is good. It's perfect for Brocta, but I got the impression that, there it is. No, those are the gauntlets.
Understood. Let
Huh.
the hunt begin.
Maybe this one over here doesn't drop anything. That's fine. It's fine, but I'm not happy about it, okay? Did my Overlord survive too? Yes, he did. Unfortunately, the Warmech cannot be healed. All right, Shredder and other workers, make your way up here. We have more lumber than we'll probably ever need. All right, we're waiting for these two guys. We're going to rally them kind of over here, and then we're going to take this group. We'll have 6 dragons, which honestly is probably enough to wipe this whole base so long as we're meticulous enough. And we'll get going. We also have these little guys. We'll bring them up for the attack later.
What you looking at?
You can see it's like this group is mostly ogres, because our other stuff that we brought is just dead. It's just dead. It sounded like we were taunted by another person, right? Like Harash? So maybe there's an item somewhere on the ground and I missed it. We can check again after we start pushing into red. Okay. So just kill that guy and turn around and leave. I guess there's one that... You know what? I bet my allies must have killed that one. In fact, maybe my allies killed 2 of them. All right, get out. Over here and here. Oh, there's one. He's like way out of the way. And then the last one, presumably, I'm not sure. The other thing too, Brocta said that the ogre allies, which is this base, will come online after we open the way for them. So let's, I guess that's one reason we want to actually do this. I think my my spawned red dragons must have killed the other one, which is fine with me. Only 500 HP. Good luck. Ogres of the Ogre Legion, the doors to our home stand wide open. Let us enter and punish all who would deny us its warmth. Charge! Okay, we're going to make a wide arc back to our guys. I think with our heroes here, we should be in just fine shape. And I don't see a reason to not do this, just in case we need to fall back. We're just going to be forward-thinking, just on the off chance that this goes really bad and we don't just sweep this instantly. And then we're going to have a lot of cinematics, which is why I turned this into its own video. Oh yeah, Ogre Legion, let's go. Get those mounds working. Get those mounds working. Okay, here they come. Here they come. Do they have my are they affected by my leadership boni? Let's see. 49 to 55. No, okay. That's fine. That's acceptable. Okay, and with our powers combined with these dragons, we're bombing in there. Oh, baby. You know what? These dragons, little guys, go ahead and get added. The drakes, the sand drakes. They're not going to be long for this world, unfortunately. But, you know, they're going to do their best. Okay, let's go. I think pushing up this is going to be kind of difficult. Let's go ahead and make sure we get a healing ward up in the front. Stasis ward in the back. Dragons move in. Start hitting them from the side. Vanessa is a little too far back, unfortunately. Rangul is exactly where he needs to be, I will say. But you know what? Earthquake him. Go ahead and use it. Sandrake, no! Oh, there goes another one. Get out of there. There's Izaraz. Do I have any Magi in here? Yeah, give me a roar. Yeah, focus this guy down. Get him out of here. He didn't drop anything. That's fine. I think my allies are... There we go. I was going to say my allies were blocking the ramp, but we're good to go here. And that guy's... Wake him up. Okay, lots of static defense here. What I'm going to do is start sniping structures with my dragons. get Rangul close to the dragon group, because that's all that needs to really live, honestly. Okay. Altar. The burrows also, I mean, they're very, very minor production structures. Not much, but they do exist as something that could cause us some problems. Who am I kidding? They won't cause us problems. Okay, we're killing workers. We just gotta let our allies distract them and then come, you know, rally up with everything else. I guess part of the reason also for Sea Raiders is they can pillage, right? Okay, all my other, yeah, everybody come on over here. See a little throne there. How adorable. Okay, and you know what? Them having fortified armor is fine, because we've got this chaos damage. Let's focus this. Actually, no, let's go for the barracks and stuff first. Okay, heal me. We'll get some other units up here, just like a menagerie of stuff. Okay, that's one side down. Let's take out this burrow, too. It's bothering me. Brocta just chilling. Oh, Harash was up here. Was there... Maybe there was only one hero on the low ground, so that's why only one piece of loot dropped when I thought it would be something else. Again, I'm very happy with all my items here, and I think what's on Rangul is just not worth... It's not better than anything my other units have, so I'm fine with this. Okay, get over here. I don't know where that guy's going. He was just checking. He wanted to make sure. Okay, now, we also are hitting a point in the game where mass... I mean, for the lack of a better term, I'll call them capital ships. Is kind of, you know, kind of king. That's just, again, it's just sort of where we're at. As you can see, we could have made a big old group of ground units. It would have been kind of satisfying in its own way, but the most efficient use of our money is you build 6 to 7 of these flyers. Again, they are 10 supplies, so it is prohibitive. Certainly, I'm not going to say it's not. I'm not going to say it's not prohibitive, but you know, as long as you can tower spam at home, and then you have about 30 to 40 supply to defend, and then you build 60 to 70 supply in dragons, and leave your heroes to defend as well. And it might take you several waves, because like maybe the maps are designed in a way specifically to be like anti-capital ship in a way, but they're just so strong that odds are you're going to be able to win the map. It'll take some time, but you know, you just make 6 dragons, snipe some towers, give yourself an opening, move in, snipe some production structures. And if you do that enough times, yes, the enemy can rebuild, but if you can macro a little bit better and kind of stay on top of them, then you're probably going to win. I know that back in the day, Char used to limit the number of... Oh, wow, they make you actually, like, kill everything on this map. Did you see that? We had to kill all the workers and stuff, too. Char used to limit the number you could build, and then he removed that limitation, but they just cost a lot of food. You fought well, Orcs. Without your assistance in the brilliant idea of Vanessa to free your red dragons, I'm not sure if my people and I could have won this day. We're in your debt. There's an easy way to settle this debt, Brocta. I only ask that you hear me out for what I have a proposal to make, and I ask you to consider it. A proposal, you say? Ah, I assume now we're going to talk about the reason why you and your people have come here in the first place. It is a rare thing to see your kind in Saria. I was already surprised to learn about you pillaging the humans down here rather than in the northern kingdoms, closer to your homes. You have my full attention, Honorable Rangul. We're not in Saria to pillage, Brocta. The humans have burned down our islands, destroyed our homes. We're here to conquer Saria and make it our new home, and we want you and your people to join us in that conquest. We have our differences with the Saurians, but they've mostly left us alone so far. I'm most thankful for your assistance, of course, but I'm not sure if it would be wise to join a war against people who we have no conflict with. The only reason why they had left you alone is because they were already occupied with waging war on the centaurs. They don't appreciate having non-humans in their lands. I have little doubt that they would attack you next once the centaurs are defeated. It is true, the Saurians and Centaur have been at war for a long time, and we know that the Centaurs are not the ones who wanted this conflict, but the possibility of an invasion that may not even be real is no justification for a war declaration. Tepid pause. I do not wish to appear unthankful, but my people have yet to recover from our last setback. I lost many brave warriors even before this conflict with the Magtar. I'm sure that the Red Dragons will join you, however. They are quite thankful for the rescue, and they have no love for the humans. I see. There's no bad blood between them and us, and I do not wish to change that. I do, however, wish you all the best for your... Wait. What is it, Honorable Vanessa? I'm sorry to say this, but... I'm afraid you're mistaken, Brocta. There is bad blood between you and the Saurians. You just do not know it yet. I'm not sure I can understand what you're implying there, young Vanessa. During our last battle against the Saurians, we found military plans to conquer this region as soon as the centaurs had been dealt with. Apparently, some of their nobles wanted to turn your home into a private hunting ground after driving out the Magtar, and they did not want to hunt animals, but your kind instead. What? Tepid. Tepid? How can you be so certain about this? You know how much pride the Saurians take in their knights? Their nobles had ordered special spears for them, as well as preparing large amounts of pikemen to be stationed here for their hunts. You don't hunt mere animals with an army of pikemen. You use them to protect yourself from big, charging enemies. Dude, Vanessa playing the game. We also found ballista equipment. The Saurians do not use them in battle as far as I know. At least I've not seen them in use as theirs of yet. I can only assume that they too were meant to be used to hunt ogres. To pierce through our armor and hide. My father didn't want to tell you this. He said you might call him a liar and not believe him, but even if you did not join our cause, I believe that you had the right to know, to prepare yourselves. Tepid pause. I have a hard time believing these accusations, but no, I don't believe that you're lying to me. Honorable people such as you could never come up with such a despicable lie. Tepid pause. Therefore, you must be telling the truth. Poor Brocta. I do not believe that the Saurians are bad per se, but their nobility becoming so deranged. The severity is quite shocking. How long until they start hunting their own kin? There are many races who have rallied to our cause, Brocta. Together we can put an end to the Saurian nobility and live together in this land. Your people, too, would gain more lands from it, with more resources and more water supply than just merely one source. An alliance of many races under the leadership of the Orcs against the Saurian nobility. Truly a historical alliance to put an end to their villainy. My people and I shall stand with you, honorable Orcs. I will rally the Ogre Legion. We shall march to war against Sauria, against villainy, and into a better tomorrow. Yes! Though some Saurians might have devilish plans for us, we will not steep them to their level and honor them as worthy foes in this glorious war. I think we will not steep to their level and we'll still honor them, I think is what that is meant. Tepid pause. There's been no such proof, has there? Tepid pause. Vanessa. Stop. If you're even thinking about calling me out for using deceptive human tactics, then stop it right there. I feel dirty enough as it is for doing this. You don't need to make it worse. Vanessa. You were clearly unable to convince him. I didn't want to do it, but I believe in the future of the Orcs, and I'm willing to do what I have to do to make them succeed, no matter how little faith you have in me at this point. Tepid. Pause. I shall find solace in the fact that the humans were most likely going to turn on the ogres eventually. I I need some fresh air and time for myself. I will tell the clan to get ready to move out. We will talk later, chieftain. Tepid. Pause. We owe her, Rangul. Without Vanessa, we would not have won the ogres as allies. Yes, she hates what she did, but she did it for our people. And she hates me as well. I wonder sometimes, Efrog, have I ruined everything? My son is a coward, my daughter an outlaw, and my adoptive child hates me. Our race would have died out without Amari and the allies she brought along. I'll be remembered as the orc who led our race to ruin. No, Rangul, you were the one who united the clans. Without you, the orcs would still be fighting each other. You led us to war, even if it was not the war we had expected. You and your children will be remembered as the ones who laid the foundation for the first realm of orcs on this continent. No, not just orcs, a realm for a union of countless races. You can be proud of them. Which is true if Rangul hadn't united them, then Redfist would have killed all of them when they raised the islands. Thank you, Efrog. What? Another earthquake? Enjoying the view? I was wondering when you'd show up. How long did you know? I had a feeling when the orcs managed to arrive on the continent that you would help them. A feeling? You? I don't think you can feel anything at all. The final confirmation came when my servants took a closer look at your former apprentice, Bloodclaw. To say that I'm mispleased would be an understatement. While you yourself may have been on a different continent, you did have quite the impact all over the world, didn't you? Is that anger that you're trying to hide from me there, Eridon? Aren't you above petty emotions? You are here to destroy me, are you not? I've considered doing such a thing. You've proved to be quite troublesome. Your orcs are a literal threat to the balance that I fought to uphold for so long. As if that was not enough, you have begun teaching your secrets to mortals. I could have killed him, you know, when he was imprisoned. I could have killed this Gardon that you adore so much. If that is the case, then why did you not do it? Were you too occupied watching as the world around you fell victim to the machinations of our old friend? Mind your tone. I'm in no mood for your arrogance. My arrogance? I'm not the one who's been playing God for... Enough. What do you want? If you wanted to stop me, you would not be here talking with me. I wanted to give you a chance to redeem yourself. Despite everything, you and I still share a common goal. Neither of us wants Tregok to succeed. I will allow your apprentice Gardon to proceed if you agree to my terms. And the orcs? They're not part of Arkain. They should not even be here. Without you, they would not be. And soon, they won't be. Then why did you help them by causing this avalanche? I did no such thing. Wait, you mean it was not you? Then who? Ah, mortals. Sometimes they do the things I want them to do without my intervention. Fascinating, don't you think? Tepid pause. Oh, big things are happening! I guess let's go ahead and let's watch that interlude. Hour 18, not bad, not bad. Jabo Venge achieved for Mapperino 2023. We scroll very, very far down, and we watch the dragon and the duke. It's an interlude, so it's probably going to be a long boy. Probably, 15, 20 minutes, maybe more. We'll see. Around the same time, an earthquake has caused Rangul and Efrog to lose consciousness. A lone rider reaches the mountains of Toran. Vale was to meet with Gardon Bloodclaw on orders of King Dorton, alone. The kingdoms have allied with Gardon against the Golden Guard and intend to combine their forces to defeat their common foe and take their cannon from them. This meeting was one of Gardon's conditions. Far from these developments in the north, Eridon and Brian watch as the past actions of Rangul and Efrog are about to finally catch up to them. Uh-oh. You're not King Gardon. I knew something was off when Dorton told me to go all the way here by myself. You're Thanak, aren't you? What's this really about? We haven't been asked to kill you if that's what you think, even though I'm sure that the old Dorton wouldn't mind. I'm not going to do him that favor. On the contrary, your survival is paramount. Yes, I can sense it. The blood that runs through your veins. You are the rightful Kalia of Zuenor. Dorton's fear is justified. What are you talking about? Your ominous words make me mistrust you more than anything else. Allow me to elaborate, then. King Guard on Bloodclaw, I take it. I hope you don't mind that I won't bow before you. I would be disappointed if you did. Do you have what you need, Thanak? Time is of the essence. Yes, my king. I'll go ahead and inform her. She'll be pleased. Before that, I will let her know that Greymore is dead. While he was willing to work with you in the past and could have been a useful ally to you, she will be pleased to hear that the murderer of her mate is no more. It might have complicated matters. I think it's time to tell me why you asked me to come here, Bloodclaw. I apologize for the confusion, Lady Vale, but... Vale. Just Vale. Are you sure about that? Your heritage is of the nobles. Your ancestors were once the defenders of mankind, the rulers of a great nation. Pah, Zuenor is long gone, and people of the kingdoms view me and my family as aberrations. Defenders of mankind, don't make me laugh. The only reason why I am even here instead of living the life of an outcast in the woods is that I happen to save the life of the prince. That might be so at the moment, but it doesn't have to stay that way. What are you implying? I'm implying that you and I are not so different, Vale. My reputation caused me many issues, just like your heritage made many curse your name. They act behind your back because they could never face you directly. Instead, they act behind your back. I know the type all too well. The prince might treat you well, but Dorton and his underlings do whatever they can to make your life miserable. I know how they treat you. Dorton was already asking if I was going to take him off him so that he doesn't need to suffer you any longer. You owe them nothing. Nothing. Are you trying to tempt me into betraying the very people you just allied with, Bloodclaw? Don't you have enough enemies as it is, or has your newfound power made you go mad already? Don't be ridiculous. We're already fighting each other more than we should. I have no intention to make that even worse. No, I offer you a chance to escape your life of contempt and isolation. I intend to bring the nation of Zuenor back into existence. The kingdoms of Pyru and Torin already belong to me. The kingdoms of Lore and Islamur shall follow soon. They shall be the foundation of a new Zuenor, and I want you, the heir of Zuenor, to join me. Gardon's true plans. You may be a great general and leader, but your power must have driven you insane if you intend to revive Zuenor. You wish to unite our people, yet want to use the name of an old and hated nation, which is bound to turn many against you. Why? What would you gain from such a thing? You underestimate me if you truly believe that I would do such a thing without good reason. I'll show you. It's time for you to meet someone. Fertile, guard the entrance. Zed, stay with you. Zed will stay with you. Got it. Yes, my king. If you wish to continue a life of servitude to people who hate you and would love nothing more than to see you dead, then you may leave. If you're willing to do what must be done to both defeat the enemies of mankind and be more than an outcast, follow me. Tepid pause. Tepid pause. Wait for me here, Syndra. Woof. Is it working? No, damn it. This cursed earthquake has completely blocked the pass. No matter how hard I try, I cannot break through. We'll have to wait until the others return with some zeppelins. Curses. Rangul, we have a problem. A big problem. Just one. You. Oh no. Humans. Why them? Why here? Why now? So, this is him, Rangul, chieftain of the Deathbreeze clan, leader of all orcs and creator of an alliance with savage dark trolls, greedy goblins, desperate bears, half-breed horses, and brutish giants. Truly an honorable bunch. So, you're the actual leader of the bastards who burned down our islands. You've got yourself quite an army here. Tell me, shouldn't you be fighting the demons? Why waste so many forces chasing us when your lands are about to be conquered? I don't care about the kingdoms, or the empire, or the demons, or any race, on this or any other continent. I'm here for one thing, and one thing only. You. Tell me, Orc, do you remember how your rise through the ranks of your clan started? How you had proven to your chieftain that you would be worthy of being his successor? Do you remember the village you destroyed? Do you remember the mansion that you raided along with your gold axe crooks? The ones that you burned to the ground? Do you remember those who were burned alive inside? Why does Efrog have an aura, by the way, even though he's never usable? It was my mansion you raided, my wife who you burned alive, my daughter you took with you, my lands ravaged, my family destroyed. And for what? Just for your greed. Before you ruined my life, I was a different man. While you celebrated the riches you took from me, I returned to the Empire a broken man. My burning hatred was the only thing that kept me alive. Revenge Arc number 573. Even if you tried by combining the minds of the wisest of your simple-minded, brutish savages, you wouldn't even be able to comprehend a fraction of the contempt I feel for you and the rest of your disgusting kind. Take a look around, Rangul. The entire Red Fist is made of those who have lost family and friends to your rotten kind. I've gathered them all, formed one of the most powerful armies in the Empire, and I did this for one thing, and one thing only. Ending your race. I want you to know one thing before I kill you and your little friend here. Everything you've accomplished has been for naught. Your alliance cannot save you. We will utterly destroy it, and the Orcs will be no more. The Bloodstone Elite along the canyon tops, too, is cool. Your daughter, Amari, I will let my men do with her whatever they want. She will die in endless agony, cursing your name. Your son, Sasragarn, I will watch him flee into the forest just so that my hunters can go after him using animals, traps, and arrows to make him suffer until he loses his mind and goes insane. And then, there is Vanessa. It is a shame you haven't killed Vanessa but raised her instead, turning her into one of you. There's only one option for her then. She too must die. Fourth Red Fist daughter revealed? Slaying your kin. Are you sure there's no other way? I cannot believe it either, High King, but the Orcs have managed to corrupt her with their orcishness. My children just keep disappointing me. Vanessa, the only one I ever really cared for, has been gone for too long. There's no other path, just death and destruction. It's the only language the Orcs and those who follow them understand at all. Aye, you're right about that. You would kill your own daughter? You truly are a monster, human. But you will not succeed. Even if you kill me now, Silence, Orc! You're not here to talk. You're here to die. If you want to kill Rangul, you have to get through me first. Efrog! Ooh, Organ got him. The dwarves stand with their allies, Greenskin. Your kind has caused unfathomable damage. Many have died because of you. Humans, elves, dwarves alike. My own brother died to your wretched clan. As I know by now, it was your own wretched daughter that slew him and laid his innocent soul to an undeserved, uneasy rest. You've outrun your judgment for far too long. If you think that sparing some of my kin and comb was enough to save your hides, you're gravely mistaken. No, not like this. Your family is next, then your clan, then the Gold Axe, then the rest of your race. I'll not stop until every single orc is dead. Ugh. It's time to die, Rangul. The Scepter of Healing, no! It's very pleasing to see him die after all these years, but we're not done yet. Our work is not done until all greenskins are dead. Duke Redfist, I want you to know that you have the full support of my people. The dwarves will stand with you in this fight against the tyranny of orc kind. Together we shall end it once and for all. I have to take my leave now, however. My realm is under attack by our enemies. The Bloodstones will continue to support your efforts. Send the rest of the bastards to hell for me. Organ, I want you to find that wicked creature called Amari. Find her and bring her to me. I want her alive, Bloodstone. I want to be the one who ends her life so that my brother may finally rest in peace. I prefer bringing you her corpse, but I will do as you ask, High King. As for the rest, spare none of them. With pleasure. Tepid pause. And now the leader of your precious orcs lies dead in the sand. We should talk. I cannot believe that you had absolutely nothing to do with this. Believe it. While the mortals have done me a favor by killing the leader of those primitive savages, I had nothing to do with it. Fascinating, is it not? He may as well be worthy of being my champion. What do you want from me, Eridon? You had enough free reign. It's time for your games to be put to an end. I have not ended your pitiful existence in this state that you're in due to the fact that we share a common enemy. You and your apprentice Gardon will be allowed to proceed, for now. I will allow his plans to succeed until he goes too far. When he does, I will put an end to it, and you will not stand in my way, Bahrizel. I know how you put an end to things. How do I know I can't trust you to not go too far yourself? You have no other choice, Brian. It's beyond me why you're using the name of your human host. Perhaps you've lost too much of your own personality during the merging process. You're allowing human emotions to cloud your judgment. You will do as I say or you will die, and I will dismantle everything you've worked for. If you refuse to let me restore the balance and continue to work against it, I will crush you under my heel, just like I will Tregok. My suspicions were correct, weren't they? You never lost control over any undead. Naturally, however, I would advise against telling your apprentice Gardon or anyone else. It would be most inconvenient to even consider such a thing. Tepid pause. I have one condition. Yes? You will leave the Orcs alone. You led them here, Bahrizel. Now I have to remove them. You cannot change my mind regarding their... I know I cannot stop you, Eridon. You are too stubborn to accept the idea that their presence does not cause any harm to this precious balance of yours. I want to give them a chance to prove you wrong. What are you suggesting? A test. Send your servants at them if you wish. Summon your powerful legions. I know you would do so anyway. However, you will not intervene yourself by coming down from your mountain and crushing them with your own powers. In return, I will withdraw from Saria as well. Until the end of this war, I will completely focus on Gardon's war efforts. Also, I will not warn him of the impending betrayal of the renegade undead. You ask for a lot, Bahrizel. You ask me to betray my former apprentice by not warning him about the impending doom that I know about. You too ask a lot, Eridon. Accept the simple condition and I will not upset your balance. Very well, I shall grant your request. Consider this a sign of my goodwill, Bahrizel. Let's see how long it takes until your beloved Orcs prove themselves unworthy of your mercy. So, you've told me the truth, Thanak. How delightful. This is unexpected. Queen Khosras, this is Vale, the descendant of the Zhue's rulers. Vale, this is Queen Khosras, mother and ruler of all black dragons. Yes, I can feel it. You were right, Thanak. She's not just some distant relative. No, she's the direct descendant of the rulers of Zhuenor. So, you're the Queen of the Black Dragons, an ally of Zhuenor. The legends are true. I am, yes. You don't mind that I use this human form, do you? I find it makes conversing with your kind more tolerable. It is said that the people of Zhuenor used to pray to you as if you were gods. While the ability to change your form is impressive, it doesn't seem very divine to me. It isn't. A useful skill of the Black Dragons, yes, but no divine power. To the common people of Zhuenor, we were gods, not because of shape-shifting powers. Those are not that widely known, as a matter of fact. Our pure might made them worship us. In exchange, we supported the Zhue's rulers. It was a very fruitful partnership. While it lasted. Yes, I was there when it happened. A son of the Kalian Kalier had killed one of my kind, and his family denied us the right to punish him for it. In our short-sighted arrogance, we left them as punishment, ignorant to what this would cause. We were fools. Traitors, murderers, and power-hungry fools used this chance to rise up against their rulers. They even allied with the dwarves who had been at war with Zhuenor and hated our kind. Together they struck all over the nation. Without our support, and with many of its nobles rebelling, the nation fell. My kind was hunted and forced to go into hiding. For centuries, we were waiting for the right person to bring us back, and then Bloodclaw approached me. It was my advisor Biram who found out we could contact the Black Dragons. I intended to forge an alliance with them to fight the demons, whether the kingdoms liked it or not. Yes, we made a pact, Bloodclaw and I. He managed to impress me, a rare feat for a human. We gave him Joue's armor, as well as one of our own join him. We would join him. In return, he would bring Jouenor back. There was just one condition. So, this is where this is going. You want to bring back Jouenor to get the power of the Black Dragons, and you needed me, the heir of that realm, to do so if you want the dragons to accept it. The kingdoms are not going to like this. You are aware of that, right? The opinion of Dorton and the other surviving kings hardly matters. Tauren and Pyru are under my control. There are still more Taurenites that secretly cling to Joue's traditions than you would think. Sario is currently being invaded by the Orcs and has other issues. Laura and Isilmar are no more, and will be part of the reborn Jouenor once we've defeated the demons. That leaves only Carol and Rengar, and in both kingdoms the people will not be hostile towards us once I've ended the demon invasion. No, there will be only little opposition. What about the elves and the dwarves? The dwarves are unlikely to work with the Black Dragons unless their High King can be reasoned with. The elves, on the other hand, stand with us. I see, and now you need me. I offer you to rule over the new Jouenor as the rightful Kaliya, while I rule as Kalier. Together we can form a powerful nation out of the divided kingdoms. As Kalier and Kaliya, you say? As in getting married, Bloodclaw? Is this your way of proposing to me? A political marriage between the two of you will seal the pact between our peoples. You will not only reign over the reborn nation, you will also gain the support of the Black Dragons. All of them. You would rule Vale. You would no longer be Dorton and Torres' lapdog. Not just a servant. No. A ruler. I told you before, you owe the kingdoms nothing. They have done nothing but mistreat you. They can offer you nothing while I offer you everything. You too will be given armor from the Joue's age. Together we can restore the glory of your bloodline, create a new realm for both humans and dragons. This is an offer many would kill for. Don't waste this opportunity. I offer you a chance to save humanity and rule with me as my equal. What do you say, Vale? Tepid pause. I accept, Gardon. Oh, and her faction changes. That's a neat little thing. You've killed Rangul. You'll pay for that, fanatics. As you can see, she's regained consciousness. Need any help with her? No, keep your distance. I'll deal with her myself. Yes, sir. Vanessa, it's been quite some time. So that's why you took me prisoner. You know me. I cannot remember seeing you before, yet you claim that. It's been quite some time. Enlighten me, Imperial. But don't expect me to care much for the man who just murdered my adopted father has to say. Tepid pause. He's not treated you well lately, has he? Yet you mourn his loss. We had our differences, and he even threatened me. But if you think that would be enough to make me switch sides, you're sorely mistaken. He was like a father to me. He raised me and protected me for his entire life. And you killed him. Worse, your fanatical bunch wants to kill all my friends. Father, friends, you consider these vile green-skinned aberrations as such? Of course you do. You spend too much time among them. Oh, if I could, I would slaughter that creature a second time. What a disgrace to my bloodline. Silence! Vanessa Redfist, you turned away from your own family and joined those who destroyed your home. Those who burned your mother alive. Those who abducted you. Seeing you now in this state, it makes me hate this accursed greenskin race even more. Your mother would never recover from this sight if she was still among us. Among us? For the first time since her death, I am glad that she's dead and doesn't see what has become of you. I don't know what you're... Ah! Why are you packing so many things, Daddy? Are you going somewhere? Don't worry, Nessie. I'm here. I'm just going out hunting with the garrison. There's some bad men nearby we need to take care of. Maybe I'll also bring a stag home for Wilson to cook. Or two. Can I come with you, Daddy? Please, please, please? Ha, no, my dear. It's too dangerous, but I promise I'll get you something while I am gone. Something you like. Now, I want you to be good for your mother and don't give the maids too much trouble while I'm gone, okay? Of course, Daddy. I'll be good. Promise. I always am. Ha, I know you will be, Vanessa. I know. I'll be fine, dear. There's no need to worry. Stephanie, my heart, I'll be fine. You know as well as I do there are demon stragglers nearby, completely cut off from their homelands. What if they attack you while you're out there? Also, there's still those gold X brutes running around, demanding money. I'll be fine and we should be back by sunset. Nothing will happen to me, I promise. You should just take care of yourself while I'm gone. Just why did I let one of those restless Imperials steal my heart? Huh. Alright, please say goodbye to Vanessa before you go. We're really sorry to interrupt you, sir, but we still haven't found any trace of your daughter. I'm afraid the Orcs might have taken her with them. Search on. She should be buried next to her mother. Sir, we've searched the entire mansion and even the nearby forest, mountains, and the destroyed village. She's gone. Search on. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. At once, sir. Stephanie, it's all my fault. I failed you. Mother, the daughter I once had is no more. She's now one of the Orcs' allies. I promised that your remains would be laid next to your mother's, Nessie, and they will, after I freed you from the Orcish influence, by ending your life. No, you will not. Who dares? I dare. You will leave the girl alone, do you hear me, human? I have failed to protect the honorable Rangul of the Deathbreeze clan from you, but I will not fail in protecting this girl. Oh, you will, Ogre. Zelik will teleport her away any second now. She will not be saved by you. No, I won't. You may be my father, but you're a monster. You killed the man who's been like a father to me for many years. Yes, he made mistakes, especially lately, but he was still the one who was here for me while you want to destroy all I hold dear. The Orcs are my family, not you. My life will never be yours to take. No! Ah, curses upon you. No! Zelik, you fool! We're done here, Ferdal. Get ready to move out. I'm ready, my king. Woof. Woof. They seem to get along. Indeed. Thanak, get a messenger so that Vale can inform King Dorton of her retirement. Gladly. Please follow me, my queen. I suppose that we can stick to king and queen until the war is over. Fine by me. It's still weird to me that you call me that. You should get used to it. It's your rightful title, after all. Come along, Syndra. I have a new objective for you, Ferdal. What do you need from me, my king? You will from now on serve as Vale's personal bodyguard. You will protect her from any harm and never leave her side unless she or I tell you to. Of course, I'll do as you ask, my liege. She needs to survive, Ferdal, no matter the cost. You will keep her alive and protect her with your life. Do you understand? Yes, my king, I will not disappoint you. Good. Let us leave, then. Tepid pause? This shouldn't be possible. Tepid pause. They wear Jouet's armor. They made a pact with the Black Dragons. They even found an heir. An heir! The Master said Jouenar was dead. They must have known. The Zur Nexus must have known. All of them. They lied to us. And now, out of nowhere, these mortals from the other side of the Great Sea. Tepid pause. Our orders remain unchanged. We are only to observe, and so we did. It's time to leave. Our service is to Jouenor. Our master lied to us, and even if it was no lie, then it would only prove that the master is not as infallible as... Enough. It's the Master's mercy that allowed you to voice your frustration rather than shutting you down immediately. Remember who your souls belong to. No matter how much we want to serve Juinor again, we cannot. If the Master wills it, we will help this realm prosper. If not, well, let us hope we will not be called upon to destroy it. I, for one, would rather not have a hand in such a thing. If my will was still my own, however, I presume I would like to have a word or two about this affair with the Xur Nexus and the Master. That's an interesting thing. That's an interesting thing. I gotta say, I don't really even have that much to say. I think, what's going on with Red Fist is, like, really wrapping up a large arc of Rangul's. Efrog also dead. Basically, everybody... Well, now I guess technically that makes Gorthog the war chief, so that things are different now in the true story. Gorthog may or may not be recognized as war chief, so we will have most likely some sort of succession crisis, even though Gorthog was said to be the main guy. But he's out trying to get one more faction in with the Dominion. He got the Murlocs. We do have the Ogres now. It's funny, too, Efrog's scheme to, like, bring in more warlike factions sort of backfired because the Ogres are way more intelligent and peaceful, I think, than he expected, even though they were part of the groups that he's like, oh, let's bring them in because they'll help counterbalance these more peaceful races that Amari's bringing in. So I think that's kind of funny. But now Efrog is gone, so that whole, like, conspiracy sort of to just, like, counterbalance the warlike with the non-warlike is not as important anymore because I think that was mostly driven by Efrog, and now he's gone. Vanessa is now a Red Fist captive, so she's in chains yet again. First it was Comb, now it's Red Fist. Unfortunately, she's a very good hero, so it's sad that she will not be around for a while. It seems like she was spirited away, so I hope we can get her back pretty soon. The fourth Red Fist daughter has been revealed. We met Ori Red Fist working for the Red Fist faction. Now Vanessa, who's been with the Orcs for a long time, is actually a Red Fist daughter. And then, of course, Edale. And then Cora, who's heading the Coastal Battalion with Gardon. Yeah, so that's interesting stuff. Vale getting brought in. I think it would have been nice to maybe see a little bit more of Vale prior to this. Yes, she was in the first mission of this act, but have her be maybe with Gardon earlier might be better. Just a little more screen time for that character because she's obviously very important. I think it would have been better, as it just sort of feels like, oh, by the way, here's this new character. She's helping out Harmos, and now she's going to be the new queen. It just seemed kind of abrupt. I realized she was there early in Dorton's court and all that, and then, of course, the short stories. You can't forget the supplemental materials. And then also we had that little snippet there of Khazardius and his little faction of undead Jouet's army people. He was like the greatest Jouet's general or whatever. Again, we're setting the stage now for more undead who are questioning Eredon's truthfulness and his competency, which is neat. We have a little bit going on with Rahandir. We have a little bit going on with Khazardius. All right, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time for Army of Bones. Very exciting. Bye-bye.